all right, guys?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, good company. Now, what about alternative medicine? Will you ever consider that type of thing?
I think I would. The older I get, the more I think about it, I have to say. Yeah.
It is something that, as you get into that kind of, you know, your late 30s, you think about it, you feel...
Yeah, your early 30s, Ames.
Early 30s. I'm pushing a boat out there. What about you? I mean, you're a young man still.
Well, I
had
it when I did Strictly. I did the Strictly Come Dancing thing. I did my back in, and so I had acupuncture for the first time ever. And since then, I've had back problems all my life. Since I had that, none at all.
There you go. There you go. The perfect kind of a way of just presenting it to you, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? Well, we've got someone here who knows a lot more about it. Please welcome alternative health expert Michael Van Straten.
Hello, James. How are you?
All right.
How's your back?
All right.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about this alternative medicine then, Michael. I almost didn't get your name right.
You
that
didn't.
Van...
That's
and
difficult
where
enough.
does that come from, that Van...
My father was a Dutchman. So I'm half a Dutchman.
Connection.
Yeah. And it's the thin half is a Dutchman. But the fat half came from my mother. Sadly.
It's got to come from somewhere,
Well,
isn't it?
yes,
Yeah,
it is.
Alternative medicine, is it something that's getting sort of growing in this country?
Oh,
people?
yeah, hugely, Ainsley. I mean, I qualified as an osteopath and acupuncturist in 1964. I'm very old. And in those days, people come to people like me, I mean, like James with his back, out of desperation.
Yeah.
Now, of course, people come first and say, look, can you help or do I need to see the doctor? People have got very scared of drugs and unnecessary medicines. Not that they don't have a place.
Lovely. OK, and there's lots more to find out about alternative medicine, ladies and gentlemen. Believe me, it's absolutely fascinating.
The most important thing is it's all delicious food. It's fabulous. And a lot of it from my own garden.
Fabulous.
Yes.
OK, so tell us, you bought the old Nero from your garden?
Cavalier Nero.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Full of folic acid, full of iron, but most important, full of all the anti-cancer natural chemicals, the protective chemicals.
Beautiful.
And it grows all through the winter. Anybody who's got a garden, anybody out there with a garden, plant it, because it grows, it'll stand through the coldest frosts, and you've got fresh greens all through the winter.
How much did you spend on all this? We'll talk a little bit more about it.
£9.50 altogether.
£9.50 with the pheasant. We've got some beautiful cheese, juiced artichokes, pepper, and the shallot. What do you think, Chef? You happy with that?
Full of wind if you eat all them. They're quite bad for you, aren't they?
Floating duvets, ladies and gentlemen.
But full of the very important things that the good bugs need to live on.
Good.
There you go.
Prebiotics.
OK, and you thought that was just it? No, we have another expert here today, urban health guru, the Barefoot Doctor. Is it Taoist? Is that it?
Taoist.
Taoist. So what is Taoist then? Because that's what you specialise in, really.
It is. You know yin and yang?
Uh-huh.
Well, that comes from Taoism. That's the philosophy of Taoism. Tai Chi
I know,
is
but what
Taoist.
about yin and yang for other people? Just give us a very brief description of
Yin
that.
and yang, well, yin is like the shadow and yang is the light. You have, like, the dark side of the street and the bright side of the street. You know, life goes up and it goes down. It gets good and it gets bad. That's yin and yang, that constant cycle. So you learn to be philosophical. If things are going bad, you think it's OK, it'll come round the other way. And if things are going well, you think, don't get too attached.
Well, let's hope they go well for you today. Tip out your bag. Let's have a little bit of a look there.
I'd better be careful, because I've got some...
Wow, look at those.
Delicate mushrooms there.
Very delicate mushrooms. And along with the old poussin. Tell us what you brought along briefly there.
Well, medicinal mushrooms. What this is for me, this would represent the ingredients for a meal that would calm you down, build your immune system and make you feel a bit sexy.
All right, then. Fantastic.
And the reason being that these medicinal mushrooms, which are kind of an ancient Oriental tradition, are really good for building up the sexual energy, for building the immune system, for reducing cholesterol. And the bulgur, wheat, is a good calming agent.
Sure.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I'm getting all of this in here. There you go. Eat your mushroom, kids. Forget about your peas. Eat your mushrooms. How much did you spend?
£9.32.
£9.30. We've got a lovely poussin there. We've got... I'm not absolutely sure about what this is, but we'll elaborate on that a little bit more.
Hemp seed.
Is that hemp, is it?
Hemp seed.
Wow.
That's the first time I've
never
really fully cooked, isn't
Never
it?
cooked with hemp before.
OK, have a bit of a chat. I'm sure we've got so much to talk about today, ladies and let's go back over here to Michael and, of course, James, who's going to tell us what he's going to cook.
Well, I think what we'll do is we'll probably take some of these pheasant and almost do like a coq au vin sort of thing. And we'll serve that with carbonero, with obviously the onions and some garlic and that sort of thing. This cheese, because it's stapled together in the box, what we're going to do is we're going to do like a fondue with that. And then some of the rest of the cheese we'll do like a frittata using some carbonero and eggs and that sort of thing. Druce artichokes we'll serve, obviously, some with the pheasant, and I think we'll make a great soup with that.
Wonderful soup.
We'll make an amazing soup, and we'll actually probably do a little bit of pheasant garnish and put the soup around the edge. So a cream of Jerusalem artichoke soup.
Oh, wow. How does that sound to you?
My mouth's watering already.
Yes,
I'm
not
hungry.
surprised. Sounds delicious. Great use of the old pheasant thigh legs there coming up. What about you then?
Right, I think we're going to keep this really clean and healthy and simple. So, the breast we're going to steam on the poussin, the legs we're going to poach in stock with the rest of the bones, and then we're going to coat those in mustard and hemp seeds and grill them. We'll roast the tomatoes on little tiny flatbreads. We'll make a bulgur wheat, fruit, and a really acidic, citrusy type salad. And the mushrooms we put into salad. We might wok some as well to go on there.
Well, sound good?
Yeah, it sounds lovely, doesn't it?
Sounds
Clean
good.
stock.
Well, yeah, our health experts are absolutely delighted. How will they feel in 20 minutes when I say ready, steady, cook? We will certainly find out, ladies and gentlemen. Cracking on with the show. You heard about a coq au vin. We're using not chicken, we're using pheasant thigh fillets here. That's going to be really interesting, but it does mean it's going to cook quite quick, so we haven't got the bones in there. All right, it's going to got the artichokes there, the Jerusalem artichokes, not related to the globe artichokes, OK? I think someone just thought there was a nice idea because they tasted similar. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about how you're going to cook them down. We've got the old pomfret there, which we're going to be cooking inside the box. He's also going to take some cheese and cook it down with our lovely cabbage there. Lots of interesting things over here. Poaching, steaming, call it what you want. The legs are going to be sort of cooked in a very healthy way, and the breast too. If you're looking for healthy food, really, guys, you're talking about you being in the right place at the right time. Phil's also going to introduce some wonderful flavours, including our little raisins there, into the bulgur wheat. Lots of other citrusy juices too. We've got hemp, the old hemp seed. Never had that on Ready Steady Cook before. That's going to be very interesting. And some very healthy mushrooms. Check this out. The chef is actually peeling them. The key to this thing, guys, is if you do peel down your Jerusalem artichokes, get them in a bit of acidic water, a bit of lemon juice. They brown up really quickly.
Yeah, they're not good, actually. Really, I mean, you fry them or soups, make great mash, but you need to mix them together with potato, I think. But I think these are really underrated. And I think they're superb.
Well, not only
taste.
that, but Michael was talking about, you know, the qualities, the medicinal qualities. They're just fantastic.
And I don't peel them, I just scrub them.
Yeah, a lot of people just scrub them, and you scrub them
they are
and you
organic,
peel them afterwards, yeah. Great in soups and stews and stuff like that.
Stews, casseroles, everything.
Took them in then.
He's right there. Yeah. Do you want a bit of lemon juice for that, chef?
No, this is going to be a soup anyway. So
OK, doesn't matter. Straight
Put a
in
few
there.
of the peelings in, not too many. So that's that. If we can give a bit of the onion.
Yeah. And look, you've got a bit of root in there too. Is that for a reason?
No, that's a bit of the peel, because he likes a bit of the peel. So we're going to pop that in.
Oh, lovely. Michael, so to elaborate a little bit more about the medicinal qualities there of the globe artichoke.
Well, they're not anything to do with the normal globe artichoke. These
Jerusalem artichokes, yeah.
They're related to the sunflower, which is why they're called girasol, which is the Italian name for them. And unfortunately, the British couldn't pronounce the word girasol, so it became sort of bastardised to Jerusalem. Nothing to do with Jerusalem at all.
Good for you, though?
Very, very healthy. They contain a unique type of fibre called inulin. And it's a sort of fibre which actually encourages the growth of the good bugs. You know, you've got about a kilo of good bacteria inside your stomach.
Sure. Eats all the nasty stuff up.
Kills off all the nasties and
go.
protects all the goodies.
Really good, guys. Carbohydrates are in there, vitamin C, minerals, lots of vitamin C too. So it's a good product, as you see it. Give it a crack. A bit of a nutty flavour. James was saying you can even introduce some potato, parsnip or celeriac into it. Totally left up to you.
Yeah, really, really nice. So I'm going to do a simple little coq au vin. Obviously red wine, a little bit of stock. Chicken stock, onions, we'll get them frying off.
OK.
Take some of the old pheasant.
Do you want the garlic in with the onions, chef?
All
So
right, that's going in
if
there.
you can put half
I'll
of
come
it in there,
back
half
and
of
see
it in
you.
this
OK,
pan,
we've got artichokes going over there. What's happening this
Bulgur
side?
wheat. Bulgur wheat, you can cook for about 30 minutes if you want.
Yeah.
I tend to keep mine quite crunchy, so I use boiling water. I pour it on and leave it.
OK, chef.
You can cook like rice.
All right, then.
OK?
Like, and have you already got the boiling water? You want some of this?
Is that boiling?
Yeah, well, it's boiling. There we are. It's
Yeah,
coming
look at
out
that.
now.
And then if you just cover a bit of foil, Ains, and just leave it, what happens is it'll that's it, lovely.
OK.
The steam stays into there.
Any flavour going in there, chef? Do you want any of that other type? Sometimes you tend to put a bit of stock or something in there.
Well, we're trying to keep it as clean, as healthy as possible.
All right,
what I
then.
might even do also is just pop a little bit into our little soup there to give it a bit of body. Now,
Bit
in
of
there,
body into the soup.
In there I've got the poussin, which I've actually taken the breasts off like that. Remember, lean chicken is very, very good for you. It hardly has less than 5% fat. So
Okay.
if you take the fat of the skin off, that's where all the fat is.
All right, that's the key thing, guys. It's the skin that's on the chicken that really introduces the fat. And so think about that. And briefly, Barefoot Doctor, you bought these along. I recognise the shiitake. This is slightly more unusual, and you probably have to go to a specialised deli or a very good supermarket. So tell us about, again, you know, what you can do.
It's called. It's the one with the really strange name.
OK.
And basically, it's similar to shiitake. What it does is it builds the immune system. It lowers cholesterol. It's an antiviral. And it makes you feel sexy, too. It's good for the sex drive. Yeah.
OK, that's very good. Did you eat a lot of this then, Phil?
I've never seen them before in my life.
Never seen them before.
The emperors of ancient China used to swear by this. This was a very, very important part of their health regime.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And what about the... you bought some hemp seeds. We've never had these on Ready,
never.
Steady, Cook before. So here they are, everyone. And shall I just take a few of those out so we can have a little bit of a look at that, give everybody an idea of
Doc,
what we're talking about.
Can you also pull those off?
Yeah.
Doc?
Here it is. You can see, as I shake the bag there, you can see the consistency. It almost looks like sesame seeds. Tell us a bit about these, then.
Make you very strong. Like hemp is strong. It's like a strengthening.
Well, they put hemp in clothes. They use hemp for all sorts of things.
For all sorts of things. And it just does make you strong. It's known to make you strong. It's good for the muscle fibre.
Great. All right, there you go.
There you go.
Lots of ideas. We try and introduce new things to you all the time on the programme, and so just to keep you informed, really, you know. All right, and you will get these at your health food shops?
You will, yeah.
Yeah, all right then. Yeah. Get down there if you want to try a bit of the old hemp seed. Now, right, we've got chicken that's being poached off here, and not only that, Phil's taken the bones. So, you know, he is making a bit of a broth, if you like, but just to give you an idea, lots of lovely things going in there, all the bones and everything, and the legs of chicken that are in there too, guys, and that will just boil and it will draw out all that lovely flavour, so don't throw the bones away. And indeed, if you want to get those breasts, you know, you buy a whole chicken, it's a great way of saving money. They take the breast off, the butcher will actually do that for you. Ask him for the bones to make a lovely stock.
Exactly.
If you're a Jewish mama, you probably know all about that. You make those lovely
That's
chicken
what all the
soups.
flavour is. All the flavours in there, Hans.
Yeah, all right.
OK.
Lovely. OK, Chef,
Right.
we've got the old bulgur wheat there soaking in a bit of water, touch of onion. Tell us about the poaching very briefly.
In there, if you look at that, Hans, you'll see I've got underneath there, that chicken will cook in about 4 minutes.
All right.
Really quick. Now, underneath, I've got garlic, you see that? And some herbs. So we're getting a little bit of flavour into there as well, without any fat or anything. I'm going to keep it really, really clean.
Great way. Introduce flavour to your food without all the... There you go. Great. And these are really cheap. You know, you see these steamers, guys, don't think, oh yeah, that's going to cost me a lot, because I know a lot of catering equipment can be expensive. We're talking a few pounds for these things, especially if you go to Chinatown or something like that. 13 minins to go.
It's never cheap. It's always good value for money.
Oh, good value. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Good value for money. It's a nice way of saying it, really, isn't it? OK, 13 minutes to go.
Right.
Time is moving on. The food is looking great. Things are coming together. Let's get back down there to James Martin, see how he's getting on there. Already started cooking. Things are sizzling. The onions are cooking down beautifully. Quite a lot of olive oil. We'll find out why in a moment.
They're very fried off. I want those crispy, so that's why I'm almost deep frying those.
Yeah.
Those ones there.
OK.
A little bit of red wine.
And do you like the pheasant then? It's a little bit gamey, and you're probably smelling. Can you smell it, audience? Yeah. It's just because it will seep across gradually there to you. A little bit of a gamey smell, but wonderful flavour. You get used to it. That's just lovely. Cooking down in red wine
and
onions.
especially this time of year, really. I mean, speak to your butchers. I mean, when I was sort of 10 years ago, I remember they used to give away sort of brace of pheasants. Couldn't sell them.
I know.
Now it's become a little bit more popular, but it's a fantastic
People have become a little bit more affluent now, isn't it? It's a little bit
but it's
posher.
not that expensive, you know. It's not that expensive at all.
Cheap.
But very, very cheap. You know, I mean, a couple of brace of pheasants. I don't know, Phil. A couple of brace of pheasants, £3 or something like that. 4, 5 quid.
Pheasant. How much for a pheasant, Phil?
A breast is about 125.
OK.
But whole pheasant, about 220.
Yeah,
220.
they're not very expensive. A couple of
cheap.
quid each.
All right. It does dry out, though. It's one of those meats, especially the breast, you know, be careful, because some people have it and then you cook it at home and you think it's a bit dry, I'm not going to have this again. Just try and keep that moist or serve it. Stew it down. Much better if you stew it down in something. This nutty artichoke, what are you doing with this?
These are the little bit of artichokes. I mean, I'm just going to leave them very, very straightforward, really. This is the artichokes. This is going to go with this pheasant here, which is cooking down nicely.
OK, that's all cooked down
I'm going to saute
lovely.
that off, a little bit of fresh thyme in there, and then pop in the carbonero, because I'm going to fry this off. And then, if I can get you, Michael, to prep the rest of it.
Yes.
Our cheese is there, because that can go in now.
Right. Yeah. Is that really healthy too?
Oh, very healthy.
Do you recommend that? Anything green, or particularly this? Because it's so intensely green,
but
isn't
the very dark green. Do you want this shredded or just...
I mean, just basically inch-sized pieces, really.
Right.
Right.
Mate. There you go. You carry on with that. Yeah.
these are very rich in iron, in folic acid, in so many of the good nutrients, and lots of these protective chemicals that really do boost your immune system, protect you against cancer. And we were talking earlier, the barefoot doctor was talking about stimulating desire. Well, it's all very well having the desire. This is the sort of food that gives you the strength and the performance.
Sure.
Desire's no good without the stamina.
Oh, there you go. Combination of the two.
Yeah.
Mushrooms and Cavanero, there we are.
And not too much booze.
Cavello Nero, not too much booze.
No.
That slows you down.
Oh, yes.
But it makes your eyes bigger. you can become attracted to anybody with enough booze, can't
True.
you? Yeah?
But you know what Shakespeare said?
Yes.
About the booze?
Tell me.
It stimulates the desire but taketh away the performance. Shakespeare said that.
Fantastic. There you go.
He knew.
So have you seen much of a change in our diets then over the years?
Oh, well,
Michael?
enormous changes in some ways and many changes for the worst in others. I mean,
Sure, halfway.
of course, people are much more interested in organic food. It's more easily available. Although, to me, the madness of buying organically grown baby sweet corn that have flown all the way from Chile or Argentina doesn't make sense. It's air miles and it's defeating the object. The real thing about organic is it's got to be local. That's the best thing about it, because it's freshest. I mean, it's freshest, it's healthiest. But the other thing is, I think people have become much more worried about all the chemicals in food, the additives, the flavourings, the preservatives. People are turning away from those a bit, but they're all turning back towards, you know, the burgers, the chips, the fried chicken.
But you've actually helped people with, especially children, with behavioural problems, haven't you?
Oh, yes.
Through the change in diet.
Sure.
Briefly touch on that for us.
Round about a third of children who have behavioural problems will respond to dietary changes. I mean, as many as that. And there are some, I mean, one 7-year-old lad that I saw, his parents brought him in, they were at their wits' end. The school had statemented him, he was abusive, he was difficult, he didn't sleep, he was self-harming, he smashed everything in the house. He was a typical hyperactive child.
Sure.
I looked at his diet, and what was it? Cans and cans of cola. You know, nothing but bags of sweets, bars of chocolates,
Crisp and all sorts
all the
of
crisps,
things.
all the junk food. Firstly, not one good meal, but also enormous quantities of all these irritable chemicals. We put him on a diet which excluded all of those chemicals. Within a week, he was a different human being. Within a week. His parents couldn't believe it. I mean, you know, they've been everywhere. The psychiatrists, the doctors, the school psychologists.
Your diet is everything, isn't it?
We are what we eat.
That is the key, yeah. It really is.
No
Do you eat
doubt
well,
about
do you think, James, or do you sometimes think, oh, it can't be, but late at night I'll have a tip out?
I do actually eat all right, actually. I never used to, and chefs are notoriously bad diets, but, I mean, Phil will probably tell you as well, but I do actually, I'm all right now. Used to be bad.
You're much better.
What amazes me is having done, obviously, thing like Strictly Come Down to it, the amount of water that I now drink. About 6 litres of water a day on average. I mean, drinking so much more water
and it keeps your skin clean, it keeps everything, it kind of flushes you out, doesn't it?
It's brilliant, it's brilliant.
It really does. All right, tips for a hangover for the new year?
Well, more water.
More water,
And of course, what James has showed, you can eat what you like within, as long as it's healthy. If you exercise, you don't gain weight. So it's no good cutting down into ridiculous diets. And the hangover cure as well, the best of all, is the artichoke. Not this one, the globe artichoke.
Globe artichoke.
Contains cynarin, a natural chemical that cleans the liver. Lots of vitamin C, lots of evening primrose oil, and lots of fish oils. And get rid of the headaches, and ginger if you're feeling a bit icky-dick.
There you
Ginger
go.
will stop the nausea.
I promise you some really lovely, useful tips.
You've got to drink the ginger tea before you go out in the booze.
All right,
Because
then.
once you're drunk,
OK, prevention's better than cure, in other words. Lovely, lovely tips there. And talking about some cooking tips here, James has taken bits of the old pheasant there and he's cooked them down. What's in here? And what are you going to be using this for?
This
is that
is
a little
just
salad?
No, this is the centre Maria soup. I always like to serve soup because with a garnish.
Yeah.
Put the garnish in the centre of the plate.
7 minutes.
The soup around it, really.
Yeah.
So nice and straightforward.
OK,
Little
chef.
frittata here.
Lovely. That's cooking down there. That's beautiful. That smells so aromatic now. The wine and the stock's gone in there. That's all reduced down. We've got some crispy onions for a tartare. We've also got the cavello and the artichokes cooking down here beautifully. That really looks lovely, Chef. I'm going to come back and see you.
Right,
Let's go back down here. And we're with Phil Vickery in the Red Tomato Kitchen, also the Barefoot Doctor.
Yep.
And he's been concentrating on making these delightful little scones. Look at these guys. Aren't they lovely? And what have you got in there? Is there any herb or anything in there?
A bit of basil, Ains.
A bit of basil. And how did you make those? Bit of flour, water?
Yoghurt, milk or water, and just self-raising flour.
OK, yoghurt, milk, water, self-raising flour. Knock it up together, and then you cut them out. You cut them to the right consistency.
That's it. And to be honest with you, it's not that bothered about them looking a bit, you know, this shape. That doesn't bother me.
Oh, that's fine. I think especially
point
when the kids get in there, they can cut star shapes out, all sorts of things.
Exactly. We'll just look at that. We'll just turn that
Lovely. OK, 6 minutes to go. And this broth, tell us a little bit more about that.
That's the chicken broth in there, Ains. And I've put some sesame oil into there.
OK.
And I'm just going to put a touch of soy sauce, no salt, A bit of soy sauce in there to give it a bit of kick.
Soy salt is salty enough. That's what you're actually
Exactly.
saying.
A bit of pepper.
All right then, chef. Yeah.
In there, we've got lemon juice. We've got orange pieces. We've got sultanas. And if you leave that for an extra half an hour, that'll soak up all that juice. What I don't want to do is overcook it. I want it nice.
Do you want to put that in the microwave to soak up that juice then?
No, leave it exactly as
Not
it is.
important at all.
No.
Okay. What about you then? I know that you've escaped the London, or the smog of London. You now live in the Pyrenees. Do you find that's therapeutic? Do you find that it helps you to sort of meditate, or do you meditate?
I do meditate. I meditate every morning. In fact, I meditate pretty much all the time. Even while we're talking here now, I've trained myself to be in a meditative state.
Is that to do with the breathing then?
It's to do with the breathing. It's to do with relaxing the body.
Yeah.
So rather than getting caught up in what's going on around you, you remain centred inside.
Yeah.
So I'm watching you from almost the back of my head rather than my eyeballs.
Yeah.
I'm breathing slowly. I'm concentrating on keeping my shoulders relaxed, my arms relaxed, and being centred in the belly. Living in the Pyrenees does help because it's quiet up there.
Yeah.
You know, and you're not distracted by all the media and the noise and all the rest of it. But, you know, you never... I miss the UK.
So do you escape the stress life then, or...
No, no one escapes that, my friend.
OK, that's always with you.
Yeah, but what I do
Business
have is
life.
I have techniques to get off the stress quicker. That's all it is.
So what about people who are driving around frantically in their cars and the traffic, the telephone's ringing, the kids are screaming in the back? How do you de-stress at that point?
It's all to do with slowing the breathing down, because what happens is when it all gets stressful, you notice that your breathing speeds up and you start holding your breath. And if you
Perspiration, that type of thing.
perspiration. If you can just go, just slow it all down, just get the breath to slow down, the mind will slow down.
Do you do that, Phil?
good.
Do you slow down?
No chance. I wish I could, but it is a real art to be able to do that.
It is, but it takes a lot of
practice.
discipline and
It does,
practice.
exactly.
You know what's a great technique? It's just to go shh to yourself. If you go shh, it calms you down. It calms
Ready,
you
all
down.
gents? 1, 2, 3. All very calm here. 4 minutes to go. I love all that type of stuff. It's very important for us, and I hope you pick up on it at home too, guys. All this is just for you. Now, very briefly back to the food. I will talk to you again. Tell us about the end. How long do you
chicken.
say? 4 minutes?
About 4 or 5 minutes. Look at that, it's perfectly cooked. I left it, Ains. The thing about chicken is people overcook it. They cook it until they think it's cooked. What you should do is cook it until it's nearly cooked and leave it just like that, and that will finish the cooking. The residual heat will cook that in no time at all.
And that's the same if you're frying it, grilling it, anything?
Absolutely.
Just
people overcook it.
Switch it off, and that's why sometimes we say, oh, I don't like that part, the chicken or the breast or anything, 'cause it's too dry. Because we overcook it, guys, all right? Good point.
Doc, do you give us a hand here?
OK.
Right,
what about this Taoism? What about diet? How does it influence?
Well, the Taoist way is to have a balance between hot and cold food, literally hot taste and cold, cooling food.
Yeah.
And also a combination of the 5 flavours: sweet, bitter, salty, sour, pungent.
Right. So what you're basically saying is we need to get the balance right in our diets and everything.
In everything.
Not too much of one thing, not too much
yeah.
sweet stuff and stuff. And it's easy to talk about it, though, isn't it, Barefoot Doctor? But how do you practice it? What type of basic things can people go along,
I think it's you listen to your body, because your stomach will tell you what it really needs, rather than what you're craving. So generally, if you're craving a lot of one thing, like salt or sweet, that shows that you're out of balance. If you're craving a lot of salty food, it means your kidneys are out of balance.
Yeah.
If you're craving a lot of sweet food, it means that your spleen is out of balance. So those can give you an indication that if you just to balance up, you're eating a lot of sweet food, eat a bit of salty food to balance it, a bit of sour food maybe to balance it. But you go with what your mouth wants. You go with the flavour that is your craving.
I know. If you see a bit of chocolate sponge there, you can't resist
You can't,
it,
but
can
you
you?
shouldn't either. I mean, you should let yourself do what you need to do, but keep it in balance.
Sure. And talking about the balanced diet, Phil's very much gone down that theme today. He's concentrating on the old bulgur wheat now. What type of flavours did you get in there? And what is that sauciness? What's happening there? 2 minutes.
I want to keep it really clean, Ains. Really clean, simple flavours. Like, I'll just show you this soup, for instance, here.
Yeah.
This is what I was talking about. Look at this. This is the chicken stock. Look at that. The chicken stock and the mushrooms just poached in it.
Yeah.
Touch of chilli, touch of soy in there. But keep it really clean, simple flavours.
Can you overcook food? Can you lose all the nutrients from food?
You've got to undercook if anything.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that. Look at that. I mean, that is just what I'm after.
That's beautiful.
That's really simple, really very good for you as well.
OK, Phil's on the healthy theme. We've got that healthiness oozing through the studio. Can you pick up the vibe here, guys? It really is happening. We've got 1.5 minutes to go. We've got some excellent ingredients. And, James, what did you do? Just a quick sauté? What type of oil, chef?
Yeah, this is just a little bit of butter, and then just a touch of water, because obviously you don't want it fry, you want it to steam as well.
Yeah.
But you see, they get that keep the lovely colour. Now, what I love carbonara is that's it. You've got the cheesy dip there.
Oh, lovely. OK, that's
Really
a lovely
simple.
cheesy dip, and that's
Right,
in a
if you can
box.
get me a
And you
little
can
bit
do
of-
that with any type of
little bit of
cheese. The
cream
Pontifex
mixed
is
with lemon
particularly
juice.
good for that.
Oh, look, little bit of yoghurt mixed with lemon
Well,
juice.
ladies and gentlemen, I don't need to tell you. You can hear what's happening. The music has kicked in. and it's a very sort of calming influence we're having in the studio today. And why not? We're talking about alternative cures and medicines and that type of thing. And we really have some excellent food to accompany it. OK, coming down to about the 40-second mark now. Remember, audience, you're voting for what the chefs did with the ingredients they were given. And, of course, we've got some lovely information from our guest here, too. All right, a little bit of yoghurt going in there. Let's finish this off. 30 seconds. Inside, don't forget your tortilla in the oven there, chef. Let's get this cracking now, boys. Will they get this out on time? Don't forget, you've got a glass of water there if you need it, gentlemen, to help yourself. 20 seconds to go. And beautiful drizzles, all sorts of things are happening. OK, here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop! Yum, 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 yum. To remind you of what our chefs had in their bag, James Martin started off with some pheasant fillets, Jerusalem artichokes, Pont l'Evêque, Cabella Nero, Romero pepper and shallots, whilst Phil Vickery had a baby poussin, bulgur wheat, a selection of mushrooms, hemp seed, raisins, vine tomatoes and a red onion. Well, are you feeling nice and healthy? Let's find out about the this wonderful, nutritious nosh.
Look at
you
this.
pick up your cutlery, Michael, have a bit of a go.
Oh, I'm going to try the
What
soup
do you
first.
then, chef?
What a pleasant dish.
Careful, careful.
For such a shallot of work.
Oh. Soup is something else.
Is that lovely?
That is wonderful.
Soup is delicious. I mean, literally, we could they made a cream of Jerusalem artichoke soup. The pheasant, I just chopped the bit of thighs up, little garnish in the middle, some lovely crispy fried onion rings. This one sautéed off the Jerusalem artichokes, a little bit of carbonara, just with the pheasant as well. Did a coq au vin with obviously some lovely. Just that's how to cook carbonara, I think.
Just like that.
Just
Nothing
really,
else.
really simple.
Perfectly
A little bit
simple.
of butter, touch of water, nothing else. And then this. If you got cheese in a box, but make sure it's stapled, the box. Don't use the box that are glued together. Otherwise, obviously, when it goes in the oven, the cheese will go
all over
everywhere.
the place, okay.
But this is what you end up with, this cheese fondue, look. Look at that. And you dip the bread in there.
Yeah.
Get your chops around that, Michael. Look at that.
And if there's one way of getting kids to eat cheese or
This is
vegetables,
it,
dip the raw vegetables
Really
in there.
simple. And a
Brilliant.
lovely, sort of simple little tortilla. Really, eggs.
Beautiful.
Couldn't be any easier, really.
How does everything taste? Is it lovely flavours?
That is so
Wonderful.
easy.
That is wonderful.
So easy, yeah.
Beautiful. Well done, both of you.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
That was
Thanks very much, James.
delicious.
OK, over to you, Barefoot Doctor. You have an awful lot to try here. Very health-conscious food going here, so pick up your cutlery and have a go. What are you going to call it, Phil?
Hemp, hemp, hooray. Hang on. To keep the doctor away. There you go.
All right, mate, go on.
Dead
Bang away.
simple. We poached the chicken whole. We took off the breast and steamed those. The legs we poached and then popped onto the grill with the hemp seeds. And as you see, the mustard stuck on there perfectly.
Yes, I know. That's really
if you
good.
could
This
poach
for
them
you.
another sort of 20 minutes, they're much softer. But that is such a soft piece of chicken to eat. Again, again, really clean, simple flavours. The bulgur wheat we mix with lemon juice and fruit and hemp and all sorts of lovely things. Citrus, big kick flavour. And that's the whole point about healthy food. People think it can be really boring and dull, but it's not.
It's what you introduce to it, isn't it?
Exactly. And then here we made some flatbreads, or Doc did, and we roasted the tomatoes. Again, dead simply, a touch of olive oil. It's almost like a bruschetta type thing. And the soup, we used the stock we poached the chicken in. We had these wonderful little mushrooms too. What are the mushrooms called, Doc?
Shiitake and
Shmeji mushrooms. Again, a bit of chilli, onion, loads of herbs, bit of sesame oil, and that's it. Just really simple, clean
Happy
bread.
overall?
He's a master. He's an absolute master.
Absolutely. And it's quite interesting, isn't it, the way our chefs just adapt things. You know, it doesn't matter what you throw in front of them, they really come up with some lovely food. But have they come up with the right type of food to win the vote? Is it going to be a green pepper day or a red tomato one? Let's find out. Will you all please vote now? And up they go. Well, look at this. It looks like there's a few more. Green pepper!
Thank you. Well, you did the work.
Well done to you.
It's the walking stick. It always gets a sympathy vote.
I know. Well done.
Good.
He says the walking stick always gets the sympathy vote. What's he like?
Thank you, thank you.
You won yourself £100 there, Michael.
Oh, wonderful. I would like to donate that, actually, to my old college, the British College of Osteopathic Medicine. Always, they get no government money, desperately short. I would like to donate that to the Students' Library.
Great, lovely. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Well, that was a bit of a close one there, wasn't it?
Very close one.
But seeing as though you're into your cooking, we've got a ready, steady cook, hamper for you to take away with you.
Very
I don't
nice.
know if it's going to include all the foods that you like, but I'm sure you'll make good use of it.
That's very
Thank you
kind.
so much for coming on.
Thanks
just
for
telling us
having
all
me.
about how to feel good about ourselves.
Yeah.
Really important. Great to
Yeah.
have your
Thanks,
company.
thanks. Nice one.
Pleasure. Come and join us over here, ladies and gentlemen. Michael Van Straten and the Barefoot Doctor. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, lots of lovely food coming your way, courtesy of our two dessert chefs, because that's what they're going to have to be for today's quickie bag. We've got some lovely biscuits, we've got some, what's this, a block of chocolate there, guys?
The best.
Yeah, the best chocolate you can buy. We've got raspberries, which are unusual for this time of the year, especially in that condition. We've got some mascarpone cheese, fudge, and a little bottle of whiskey. How nice is that? But what will our chefs do with it? We're about to find out.
Chocolate raspberry souffle. Baked fudge slices. We'll make a whiskey cream to go with that, and we'll do a quick cheesecake with the rest of the chocolate.
Oh, wow.
Plus a bit of chilli in there as well. So
Maybe a little bit of chilli. Do you like introducing chilli?
I like chilli and chocolate works really well.
Yeah, just comes across.
Tiny amount.
All right, then. There's lots of little bickies there, so
Yeah.
maybe a little bit of something else. You never know what you're going to get. And, well, that was Phil Vickery, and our studio audience heard what he has to offer. But what about you, James?
A hot chocolate souffle without raspberries. And I would do a sablé, which is like a French-style dessert with layers of biscuits, raspberries, and we'd do that with a vanilla and lemon cream. And then I would probably do a lemon cheesecake with that, with a raspberry sauce to go with it around the edge.
And drink the whiskey.
And we ain't got a lot of time. We'll probably put the whiskey with the souffle, I think.
OK.
Yeah.
Lovely whiskey chocolate souffle. All sorts of lovely things. I'm confused. I don't know about you. I don't know how confused you guys are, but you're responsible for which chef does today's quickie bags. What's it going to be? Green pepper, red tomato? Will you all please vote now? So, look at this. A quick look here. Well, well, well. And just what I thought. Yeah. Are you thinking the same thing, Phil?
I'm thinking that.
You are thinking. You better continue to think, mate, because it's a James Martin bag. Let's get cooking. All right, the green pepper. OK, chef, your 10 minutes cooking time starts now. We're up and away. We've got a delicious dessert.
Boss, chocolate souffle, please.
OK, one chocolate souffle. And what makes this chocolate so good, then, James?
It is fantastic.
There we are. I'm going to keep just a bit of chocolate back, because I know you want a touch of that. I'll give that to Phil, and I'm sure he's going to talk about it later on. OK. And what are you going to go for, Phil? So you kicked the kettle over there, mate.
Oh, no.
I've got water all over me floor now.
Sorry, mate. I'll be careful.
Don't worry about it, my son.
We've got... Is that all the chocolate?
Bread, please, mate.
Have you got all the chocolate you need?
Yeah, I think so. I'll probably give you a little bit more, actually, Phil, because we've got quite a lot here. OK, James, tell us what we're starting with here.
Right, we're going to do two things. We're going to first of all make the cheesecake filling, which is mascarpone cheese.
Yeah.
You can use obviously a little bit of cream cheese if you wanted to, but mascarpone cheese will make it. Two different types of cheesecake. There's a baked one, which is classically the American style, or there's a set one, which is the UK style.
Yeah.
Baked is in the oven, and you get that rich cheesecake. This one, English sort of style, would normally be set. We're going to cheat and just use a little bit of ice and sugar. The reason why we use ice and sugar, it dissolves.
Ah, all right, OK.
Rather than just normal cast sugar where you can still taste the granules. So a little bit of lemon juice, like that. Mix this together, and this will give us our cheesecake base. It'll also give me a filling for the sablé, which we're going to need.
Then.
So,
and tell everybody, you know, we talk about sablé. We all know in the sort of catering profession, but elaborate a bit more.
Sablé is layers. Now, it could be layers of puff pastry. Classically, it's called millefeuille. You know, the layers of puff pastry and strawberries and that sort of thing. But this sablé is really straightforward. You can use any biscuits, preferably ones that are not broken like these, but...
Some of them are a bit broken, aren't they?
Yeah, they're right. We'll use them as a base.
Yeah, but you can get them round, can't you? You can pack those round.
But it's really simple. Just take our biscuits, preferably the non-broken ones.
OK, 2 minutes gone already, chef.
Little layers, really. And if you give me a little chocolate sauce as well...
Phil,
Phil,
and you make me a cup of tea when you finish, Phil.
But make it with stock syrup to make it nice and shiny.
Any old chef you want.
Thank you. So this really sablé is really straightforward.
OK.
Layers. Start off with like that,
OK, I've got this bread and butter going here, Chef. What do you want in there?
That's going to be...
A little bit of
well, I've got some milk and stuff heating up, so we can add our chocolate to that now.
OK, lovely.
This is going to be for our bread
just
and butter.
piling this up as best I can here for you. Just shot that down. Just a short one, huh? Nothing too big.
Nice and simple.
Okay,
and then we're going to layer this up. You see these layers?
Oh, look at that. Just so simple, everyone. Look. And move that, so you get a really good look at that. Just
dust this with icing sugar all over the top. And place that on the top of there.
OK.
Sort of a mouthful sort of size.
OK. Mouthful size indeed.
And then we're going to heat up these metal
What about
skewers.
this? You ready to go with that?
Yeah. This we're going to need some eggs, Ains, please.
OK, no problem. How many?
A bit of our whiskey.
And have you already got some eggs out?
Yeah, eggs are out here, yeah.
OK, how many do you need, Chef?
I want 2 whole eggs, 2 egg yolks, because I make bread and butter pudding slightly different. I make it with egg yolks.
Yeah.
I don't know about how Phil makes his, but I think it's much better.
Phil, do you put egg yolks into your bread and butter pudding to make it extra rich?
I use a mixture of egg yolks and egg.
Yeah, egg yolk and egg. It creates a lovely rich mixture. You can create a lovely coulis with the rest of that.
Okay. Oh, Chef, there goes the egg yolk. Look, all over. He's more concerned about me getting it on his watch.
There you go. Right, put that in there.
OK, hold on, Chef. There you go.
Lovely.
Do you want another one in there?
No, it's fine.
That's enough. OK.
So
and this is the basis of a little bit of cream, a little touch of milk.
Cream, milk, the chocolate, the whiskey. There we go, over the top. Set that over there. Secret is bread and butter pudding as well. Press it down really, really well. If you've got time, leave it before it goes in the oven. If you pop that in the oven now, that should be great.
OK, let's get that in there as quick as we can. All right, then. Lovely. OK, I made a little bit of a drizzle there, but don't worry about that.
Sorry?
Nice high oven. Obviously, we're up against the time a little bit. We're going to try and show you as much ideas as possible to create that lovely chocolate and whiskey bread and butter pudding. Phil, how are you getting on? What are you whisking up there, Chef?
Souffle's looking good. Chocolate souffle.
A little bit of raspberry sauce with that.
OK, raspberry sauce on the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me about the souffle.
Chocolate souffle. Right, here I've got melted chocolate, a beautiful chocolate. And I've melted the chocolate in the microwave, and I've added about 4 egg yolks to it. I'm now about to put half the amount of egg whites into it.
Why only half?
Because you can beat the hell out of it, but you can just mix it all together so it's like that. You don't have to worry about it too much. And you put all that mixture into there, to the other egg whites, and then you just fold it through with a whisk. It's got what they call whisk folding. So you just put your whisk into it like that and let it just fall through the whisk.
Halfway, gentlemen, yeah.
OK, just like that. Let it fall through the whisk.
Perfect. 5 minutes to go, Phil. That's the time. We're flying away. OK, ladies and gentlemen.
Crush me some biscuits, please, Ains.
I will crush you some biscuits. I'll just get this on there. What do you want them for, Chef?
It's base for our cheesecake.
All right, then. Lovely. I'll get some biscuits crushed for you. I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll crush those before I crush the raspberries and make the sauce. So we'll just bung a few of these in here. All right, there we are.
Right, a bit of sugar here.
Loads of lovely biscuits just crushed up.
Cool it down. Now, secret is sugar work is to cool the pan down. As soon as you get a nice caramel, place it into a pan of cold water, cool it down, leave it to one side. Done. All right.
That's it. I'll put a touch of butter in there, Chef, just a little bit. And of course, the idea of introducing a little bit of butter into that will make all the difference, especially if you put it back into the fridge. It's going to make it solidify, so you get a nice firm base.
This is it's very, very simple to make a cheesecake. Look, start off with a biscuit base like
4
this.
minutes.
Very, very easy. Biscuit base in the bottom.
Yeah.
We then take this mixture of lemon, bit of icing sugar. Press it down really, really well.
Beautiful.
Into here, nice and compact, and then we'll blowtorch it around the edge and serve that with the raspberry sauce that you're going to do. Voila, done.
Wonderful. And I'm going to do that raspberry sauce for you in 1 second. But first, we do have a quickie question, which today comes from Mark Sendall from Watford. Good afternoon to you, Mark. He says, Phil, you're doing a bit of a cocoa sauce. This is right up your street. When I mix my cocoa powder with water, it becomes very lumpy. Can you tell me how to prevent this and how to make it creamy and smooth?
Funnily enough, Mark, you mentioned it, but we've just made a sauce here. The point is, Ainsley, is to make sure that if you're making... Well, the general rule of thumb is a dry mixture, add water to it, or add mixture to it. That way it doesn't go lumpy and mix it in small amounts.
OK.
But the exception to the rule of that is this sauce here has got chocolate and sugar, and I've chucked in about 5 tablespoons of cocoa powder. Bring it to the boil, and boil it for 1 minute and whisk it, and it'll all come out anyway.
OK.
But the general rule of thumb is add water to dry mixture slowly.
OK, not the other way around. OK, water to the dry mixture as opposed to having the water in the bowl, then adding the dry mixture, because that's going to present you with lots of lumps. Hope that helps. Do you have anything to add to that?
Not really. I'm just going to show you very, very quickly how to do a sugar cage.
OK.
Olive oil over the top of a bowl, like that. and we gradually spin this sugar backwards and forwards over the top of your bowl. Now, when you do this, just take your time over the top. Make sure you've got nice lines of sugar.
And you've got to grease that bowl up quite well, haven't you?
Yeah, that's got olive oil on the bowl, not vegetable oil, olive oil, because olive oil's thicker
All right, then,
in texture,
guys.
and this goes round the edge like that.
And you can do this. Do be careful, kids, if you're going to be having a go, you do need an adult, or better still, don't. That's really hot, that sugar. All right, James is giving you an idea of what you can do here to jazz up your dinner parties or something like that. Wait till you see that come off. The real benefits of that you'll see later on.
Very straightforward. You take the sugar, spin it very, very quickly over a steel, spoon, anything like that.
Yeah.
Very, very quick.
Put newspaper down on your floor, folks, otherwise you'll be mopping up for weeks.
Do it in somebody else's house. Always
Somebody
works.
else's house, yeah, pop round the neighbour. Can I spin my sugar in your kitchen? We've got some raspberry coulis here. Raspberries, a bit of icing sugar, touch of lime juice just squeezed on it. You could use lemon juice and whiz. And it's as simple as that, guys, OK?
You've got a little bit of sauce in the centre there and some around the edge of there.
All right then, Chef, no problem at all.
So
all right, and look at that beautiful, vibrant colour. As I pass it through, you'll be able to see that. There we are, let's just get those. Oh,
Don't need to pass it, Ains. It's fine.
Are you happy there, Chef?
Yeah, happy with that.
Yeah, he's happy with that little bit there. All right, you don't need to pass it off. You do have the seeds in there, left up to you whether you want to do that or not. All right, how are you getting on there? And Phil's showing you another way. There's a couple of variations here, and you can do all sorts of things to make your dessert really come alive. Simple little drizzle of cream.
Sprig of mint on there, eh?
Instant chocolate sauce. Sprig of mint, I'll do that for you, Chef. All right, bread and butter pudding's looking good in the oven there, Chef. OK, now time's of the essence. All right, nearly there now, boys. Let's get this food out. Really looking good. 45 seconds to go.
So you put the fudge around the plate, please, mate.
Put a fudge around the plate. I'll do that for you. That's it. OK. Here we are.
Just to put the fudge on sticks, just around the plate. With the chocolate sauce, just on sticks.
OK, very simple. Wonder what am I going to do with that? Sometimes we come up with the simplest of ideas. Here, let's just move that out of the way. 25 seconds. There we are. 20 seconds to go. Let's get this out, boys. We're nearly there. That's it.
Now, it's really important. Be careful when you're doing this ice and sugar. And this sugar
10,
it will dissolve.
9, 8, 7. Put in. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop! Well. 6 dishes in 10 minutes, eh? Well, no wonder you like watching Ready, Steady, Cook. And look at this. And what are you going to call it, by the way, James?
We're cheesed to say we didn't fridge this up. Eh?
All right, mate. And tell us what we do with all our lovely ingredients.
What do we do? Well, this is just finally when you get the sugar wet, you can see the difference in texture. That's the most important bit. Spun sugar when it's hot. This as it's cooling down, and you can do this as it's cooling down even more.
Lovely.
Stick it onto the souffle.
My car needs one of them. Look.
But it's really straightforward. Really straightforward.
And what about, Phil, come and talk to us about your lovely
So we did a
chocolate
little
torch
sablé, we did a cheesecake, a beautiful hot chocolate sauce. That's what you get by making it with sugar and water and not cream. It's
Look
delicious.
at that. Look at the shine on that.
I know.
Delicious,
It's gorgeous. It just shines, it glistens, it has everything.
And then a bread and butter pudding we made using egg yolks and whole eggs, really important. Add the chocolate to it, that's got a little bit of whiskey in there. Really simple little dish. Too many bread and butter puddings are made with whole eggs and they're very studgy, aren't they? But you did a great souffle.
Souffle's a clap slightly, but if you look at this texture, look at that.
Absolutely
Still,
lovely.
Egg yolks, chocolate and meringue, nothing else.
Oh, you don't need anything else. We're going to have some sweet tea now, ladies and gentlemen. Do join us again for more Ready, Steady, Cook very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.